Hey guys, welcome to this new video. Today, from the comfort of my own apartment, I'm gonna be talking to you about some new gear that I just bought. So yes, let's just say it right from the start. I bought all that stuff, costed me an arm and a leg, but I think it's gonna be very good. And I did a lot of research before choosing this system. So we're gonna be talking about bags for motorcycles. This is more of an unboxing and first impressions. I haven't used that stuff yet. It's still under the plastics, you know? So I'm gonna be quickly telling you why I chose that and why I think this luggage system is nice and how I hope it's gonna serve me for years and years and years to come in my travels. Stay tuned and let's go. Now, why did I choose a rackless system instead of a racked system or even hard pannier? The reason why is because I plan on doing some off-road. Now, I'm not going to do much off-road, but a sufficient amount of it that it is relevant. And I prefer soft luggage because, you know, it can be compressed down when you're not using it and it will collapse a little bit. So in case of a fall, especially off-road, you drop the bike, it's gonna compress, it's gonna deform, right? It is deformable. Of course, the contents need to be deformable as well, and it will protect the bike and it will deform and then restore its previous shape. Whereas hard panniers, usually, whether it's aluminum or plastic, it usually shatters or bends irreparably, and then you can't even close them, and it's a bit of a nightmare. And they tend to be more expensive, although this was already quite expensive. So, you know, it's a bit less of an argument to say that, oh, this is so cheap and the hard cases are expensive. Now, why rackless specifically? That's because the weight distribution on the bike is very, very important, especially when you go off-road. The closer it is to the bike, the better. And the lower the center of gravity, the better. And having a saddlebag system that really fits snugly to the bike is really going to help maintaining this balance that the manufacturers spent so much time working on so that the bike would be nice to ride. So I want to preserve this as much as possible. And I have previous experiences with big bags, quite loaded bags at the rear of the bike, and it does kind of change the handling and you can feel it. It's not the end of the world, but it does make a difference, and I would like to minimize this effect as much as possible. Now, another thing that I've noticed in my few travels with the big GV bag that I have, and that's true for any kind of bag, right? It just happens to be a GV that I have. So this is the big ass GV bag that I've been using for the past 3-4 years, especially with the 500X. It is a monolithic cathedral-like bag. It's just a regular duffel bag. It's a roll-top system, and it's pretty rugged, it's pretty resilient and resistant, and I quite like that, and it's perfectly well waterproof. The one problem I have with this bag is that, and in any kind of bag of that sort, is that everything is focused in the same spot. Now, it is both convenient when you just take that off the bike, you have everything with you, but it's extremely inconvenient when you're gonna have to pick things from your bag and put stuff in your bag every once in a while along the ride. For example, you start in the morning, it's kind of cold. You're gonna have a mid-layer underneath your jacket, and you're gonna have maybe winter gloves because it's quite cold. But then as the day progresses, the temperature rises and now it's too warm. So what do? You have to stop, you have to open that bag, you have to undo all the straps that tie it to the bike. Then you could just take off your mid-layer, swap your gloves, stuff that in there, just roll the top again, put all the straps back, and then you can go. And I've noticed in my past few trips that it really started to weigh down on me. Just this fact of having to do the straps and undo them and do them and undo them constantly, it was wasting so much time. So these are mostly the reasons why I went with a rackless system that would fit snugly to the bike and that would have various compartments so that I can organize my stuff. For example, in these small bags, the concept is that I'm going to be able to put maybe another pair of gloves and my rain gear on the same one on the other side because I bought 2 of them. I can put maybe the first aid kit, maybe some tools, whatever else that goes through my mind, maybe the warmer gear, like the mid layer that I was talking about before, that will fit in these smaller bags. So, what is this luggage system that I purchased? It is a combination of a duffel bag, which is the 40-liter duffel bag from Turkana. Everything here is Turkana, by the way. And a saddlebag system, which I have yet to open, so we're gonna do this on camera. So this is what it's supposed to look like. It's very similar to the Moscow Moto thing or the Tusk Rackless luggage, but it's South African. And with this, I've bought 2 of the 20-liter bags. So they're relatively square, well, rectangular, and I'll tell you why I think it's a good thing. I have 2 of those, and then I have this bit, which you can't see yet. It's just a heat shield for the exhaust. Now on the Africa Twin, it's not really needed because there is already a heat shield along the whole muffler, but just in case it's not sufficient, now I have the Turkana one. Any other heat shield is gonna do the same thing. And if one day I mount this on another motorcycle, for example, my 450, then I will definitely need this thing. So it's good to have it just in case I need it. And the last part of this luggage system that I purchased is the 5-liter Turkana bag. So it's the same as the 20, but in 5 liters, right? It's the same construction, it's the same idea, same everything, just smaller. And I'll explain to you why. Let's start with the duffel bag, because that's the simplest of all. It's just a duffel bag, right? So it is made of a quite resilient fabric, and it is kind of coated in some kind of rubbery thing. Now, it's obviously not rubber, but it does feel a bit rubbery to the touch, right? So this is dust proof and somewhat water resistant, but the outer shell on its own is not going to be waterproof, okay? If you leave it under heavy rain for hours, it will get damp inside. So why? Why would you buy this? Because it has an inner layer here that is detachable. You could just take the whole thing apart. And this inner layer, which is fabric here and mostly plasticky inside, is going to be properly waterproof. So you've got a Velcro that just attaches it around the whole periphery. And as you can tell, it's white inside. That matters because in this, you can find stuff. This is going to be much brighter, so you can kind of see the bottom of it, whereas the black bag with the black inside, you can't really find anything. And sometimes you even have to shine a light through it inside so that you can actually find something. And also, most of the stuff you have is going to be gray or dark or black. So having bright colors, white or red or blue, yellow, that's going to help tremendously. I'm really glad they did this. This is great. Now you could tell also it has like a super wide mouth, and that's also very nice to be able to find stuff in it. Nobody likes to have to, you know, try to search through the bag through this much of an opening. It's just annoying. Now otherwise it's just a rolled up bag. You've seen 1,000 of them, so no need to explain how that works. And some of the peculiarities of this bag is that you're gonna have MOLLE attachment points. So for those who don't know, the MOLLE system is kind of what defines this whole system. The MOLLE is those straps, right? So they're gonna be attached to the bag at regular intervals, and you're gonna be able to pass ropes or a carabiner or anything else through that. And the way you attach stuff with MOLLE system, here I have the smaller bag that I can use as an example. You basically have these, and you're gonna start weaving them. So you're gonna go in the first step here, and then you're gonna weave it through here, right? And then you're going to do the same with every single loop, and then you're going to attach it here. And what that's going to do is then it's going to attach very solidly, but it's still going to have some play, but it's going to be very durable, very solid, and you're going to be able to attach that bag to that other bag. Now, of course, it works with Turkana bags, but it also works with any other kind of bag that uses the MOLLE system. One last feature of this bag, really quickly, is that this carry handle, like so, this can be extended to use as a shoulder strap. The nice thing about it is that instead of having both a shoulder strap and the little handle like I have on the GV bag, it's gonna be just the same material, so it's gonna be slightly lighter to have just one handle that does both functions than having the thing in addition to the handle. So that's it. That's what I can say about this bag. Nothing special. You just, put it on your bike, strap it with whatever strap you have, and you're gonna be fine. Now let's move on to these bags. These are the meat of the thing. So when you buy this system, you will get a minimum of the harness, which is in here, that I'm going to show you just after, and 2 bags of your choosing. Now I chose the 20-liter bags, but it's available in 5 liters. That's this one. And then you have intermediate 10 and 15 liters. They all follow the same construction. They have the same design. They have the same colors. It's the same materials. Everything is the same. Just the size of it changes. When you purchase the base harness and 2 of those, it's going to cost you about 500 something euros. So this 20-liter bag, like I said, it has a roll top. Same thing as the duffel bag. It will not be completely waterproof by itself, but it will be dust proof and mostly water resistant to projections and stuff like that, but not completely waterproof. And this is why it comes with a roll top bag that actually is waterproof. As you can tell probably from the video, but it's especially obvious to the touch, it is definitely waterproof. And the idea is that this is going to be pretty much the right size directly for the bag that you purchase. Now, the concept here is twofold. First of all, if you drop the bike, which might happen, and you kind of scratch this surface, it's probably not going to be as water resistant as it used to be when it came out of the factory. But the inner bag is going to be well protected. When you arrive at camp, you have your bags on the motorcycles. It's well strapped in using the MOLLE system, which, as you might have guessed, takes a little bit of time to do properly. So it's not something you're going to do every day, right? You're not going to do and undo the MOLLE systems. That's not how it's designed to be used. It's used to be put once. So you put that on the bike, but then you're going to come to camp, or you're going to come to a hotel, an Airbnb, a friend's place, whatever. You're going to want to leave this on the bike, the whole harness and the bags attached to the harness. So then you're going to just take your inner bag, boom, and that's what you take in your tent, in your hotel, in your Airbnb, at your friend's place. Now, without considering this, the inside is actually painted red. That, as I mentioned before, is a very nice thing when you want to find stuff, because of course you can use the bag without the liner if what you put in it doesn't need to be waterproof or water protected. Now, what other features does it have? Well, it's a roll-top design, as you could see. It has big MOLLE attachments at the rear, and it also does have MOLLE attachments on the sides. So you have this on both sides, which allows you to put something they call the Bush Baby, which is a bit smaller than the 5-liter bag. It's a 3-liter bag that you can attach on the side, but again, you could put like bottle holders for bottles of fuel, bottles of water, some chain lube, some tools, really whatever it is that you want. You have even some knives that you can actually attach there. So if that's something that you want or need, you can do it. Again, this is the really good thing about this bag system, I think, is the MOLLE system. Not many motorcycle bags have that, and I think it's really good to be able to just modulate everything to your liking. Maybe I want to fit the 5-liter on here. That's actually why I bought the 5 liters, to put them here on either side so that I could put more stuff in separate pockets. That's very important. So yeah, in terms of materials, it seems to be pretty durable. In terms of design, I mean, I think it looks all right. It may not be the best looking or most fancy looking baggage system, but again, that's not what I'm aiming for. I don't really care if it looks super good. I just care if it doesn't look completely bad. The one thing I really care about is for it to be tough, for it to be rugged. I shouldn't be stopping every 10 minutes to check whether the bag is open or closed, if it opened on its own, if the straps are still cinched the right way, or if there's too much play. Maybe it's moving too much when there is vibration, maybe it started to shift. I do not want to spend my time doing this. Now let's just move on to the main piece of the luggage system. This is the most motorcycle-y thing. Everything else could just be like regular bags for any other use, but this is the core of the system. This is the first time I open it. So you do have some straps to attach the system to the bike, and you do have these little cleats. These little cleats can be used if you're using a dual sport motorcycle or an enduro motorcycle. You may not have any attachment points or any places to put the straps over. Now what you can do is drill a little hole into the fender, and fasten these cleats to the fender, and then you will be able to put the straps through those. Moving on, we have what they call the base sandwich. So this is one of the most important parts of the system. So they call this the base sandwich in their videos because it kind of is a sandwich, right? It opens up like this, and it even says who made it. So Jenna, thank you Jenna. Jenna manufactured this for me, so that's very nice of you. Thank you very much. It's pretty well made, by the way, just a touch on quality. It is very well made. It really feels tough when you have it in hand. It really feels that it's gonna last, and that's really what I aim for. I'm an adept of the philosophy, buy right, buy once. Okay, I don't want to be replacing my luggage system every 2 years because the strap fell and whatever. No, I want something that is tough, and I want something that is repairable. And this is something that they do provide. If you do actually damage the thing, you will be able to get some parts at a reduced cost. That's what they say they're gonna do. So we'll see in the future if one day I need it, I'll be able to tell you if they hold their promise or not. But at least it shows that they have a will to make things last and support the products that the clients already have, instead of just being, hey, just buy a new one. So the base sandwich is gonna be where you're gonna put one of the legs. So each one of the legs is gonna be independent. And there is a bit of padding on this side, so on the motorcycle side, so that it won't damage the bike too much. And it has this big Velcro part here so that you could just stick it to the sandwich. I'm just gonna put the sandwich here, and I'm just gonna put the leg like this. And then I'm gonna fold it on top of it, and I'm gonna pass these straps through here, through the D-rings. So of course, it's not the Velcro that is holding your system, it's the straps, okay? Don't worry. The advantage of the system is that you're gonna be able to put it in whatever angle suits your motorcycle best. So maybe you want a more acute angle. Boom, you have it. Maybe you want it to fall more vertical. Boom, you have it. No matter what the angle that suits your bike is, you will be able to have it with this. Now, as you can tell, the system, when it's folded like this, is relatively compact. This is also something that I do care about because I'm planning on sometimes doing flight or ride trips where you're just going to take all your luggage, especially this, the harness. You're going to put all that on a plane. You're going to fly somewhere far away, say India, and then you're going to rent a bike there or have somebody lend you a bike if you have some friends in India, for example. And you're going to be able to attach your luggage system that you know and love, that you can trust on whatever bike it is that you're going to be riding. And you're not going to have to drill any holes there. You're not going to have to drill any holes in your thing, which you may or may not have the ability to do. I mean, if you're traveling, probably you won't have a drill with you. Because this is just Velcro based, you could just adjust it wherever you want, whenever you want, no tools needed. And I think that's great. Honestly, this is my genuine opinion. I really think it's clever. I like that. One of the other ways that they present in their videos, which I highly recommend you see if you want more details about the system from the people who made it, you could use this base sandwich as is. For example, if you have an enduro motorcycle and you're only going to do a day trip and you don't want to carry a heavy backpack, or you already have some hydration pack on your back, and you don't want to carry tools or rain gear or stuff like that in your bag, but you still want to have it with you, one of the ways you could use this is use the straps, the provided straps, and maybe the cleats to stick it to your bike. And this is going to be a base for you to put stuff on, just like a rack, a regular rear metallic rack, except this is made of fabric and a little bit of plastic, and it can be moved from bike to bike whenever you want and however you want. And of course, because it has the MOLLE system here, you can either use the D-rings on either side to cinch something on top of it. But another thing you can also do is use one of these bags with the MOLLE system at the back, the 5, the 10, the 15, the 20, to put it like this, weave it the right way, so that now you have a small semi-permanent bag that is attached to your bike. I really like the versatility of this system. This is why I chose this system against the Tusk luggage system, or the Giant Loop, or the Moto, or other things, Rhino Walk, whatever, because I found this was kind of clever. I kind of like it. Now it remains to be seen whether it really applies in real life for me, but in theory and in the videos that I've seen from Turkana themselves, it seems to be pretty versatile, and I like that. I like to have stuff that I can use for many different things. Then of course, what's included in the pack, the other minor items, you do have a bunch of stickers with every bag. So, the full Turkana logo, and then that smaller logo. I'm not so much of a sticker guy, but if you like that, then it's great because you have plenty of those. One other thing that I didn't mention before is that there is a piece of clear film. So that's adhesive film that you're going to be able to put on your bike in the areas where the harness or the straps are going to be rubbing against the bike. This is extremely important because when there is dust that is kicked up by the wheels, it's going to get between the strap and the metal or the plastics of your bike, and this will be highly abrasive, and with the little bit of vibration that is going to happen, it will completely destroy the surface of your bike. So this is something that they mentioned in their video. This is something that you may know if you've ever been on a motorcycle with straps for a long period of time. And I think it's a really nice touch that they do actually give you some clear plastic film so that you can already protect your bike without having to purchase this separately. I think it's a really nice addition. They know it's going to happen. They tell you it's going to happen, and they give you a solution. I would highly recommend you do this. So yep, this is pretty much everything that I can tell you without actually trying them on the bike. This is the Mad Mules, so the sandwich, the legs, the whole harness, and these bags, that's called the Mad Mules from Turkana, and the duffel bag is called a Duffalo. So that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed this little presentation. It's again more of a first impressions, and what does it feel when you have it in hand, and does it look sturdy? Yes, it does. Does it look well made? Yes. Is it going to be very useful? I hope so, and I hope you enjoyed that video anyways, and I will soon try it on my bike whenever I can, and just make some more videos about it and tell you my honest opinion about it. And it's honest because it ain't paid. I paid that myself with my own money. So if it's trash, I'll tell you, and I will be disappointed because I spent a fortune for this thing. So yeah, in the meantime, have fun, enjoy riding, and see you later.
Rain, 우린 젖은 채로 stay 하루 종일 또 색다른 motive. Hush, fame, 그램이 너를 take 매일 갖고 싶어만 생각하면 높이 날아. I heard that